All right, well, thank you for coming to our course preview showcase, where we're going to hopefully give you all a chance to get to see your faculty members and learn more about our courses that are being offered in the summer and fall 2022 semesters and terms. We have a lot of faculty here today, so thank you so much, everyone, for your support, and counselors. So yeah, and we are going to record the first part of the session, and then your breakout rooms will just be a chance to learn more about classes and ask any questions that you may have. So take advantage of this opportunity and all the faculty that are here to get your questions answered, okay? I am going to stop my video because it does not like it when I share my screen and have my video up. Okay. Are you seeing the PowerPoint?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. So we have the link for the attendance survey in the chat. We'll have that at the end of today as well. But if you have an instructor who offered you extra credit, please be sure to complete the attendance survey so that we can let them know that you were here. So you can either scan the QR code or click on the link, and it's a very, very short survey. Okay. All right. So we have all of our pathways represented here today. We are going to feature certain classes from each of the pathways. If we try to cover every discipline, I think that would be a full 8 hours. So if you don't have a faculty member here, like let's say you go into STEM and you've got a question about biology, that's something where, you know, the faculty members who are there, they know their pathway, they know things about all of the disciplines, but if there's a specific question, they will take down your contact information, just your name, and then we will be following up with you after the event. Okay. All right, so we're just going to briefly go over some information that is helpful for all students, regardless of your pathway, regardless of what classes you're wanting to register for, what you need to know about registration. We do have some important dates coming up. One that has already passed is our registration date notifications for continuing students and select tiers. So that would have been an email that would have come to your student email address. So if you were registered this past fall or this current spring semester, you are considered a continuing student, and you should have already gotten your notification. You can also check your registration date by clicking in WebAdvisor at this registration eligibility information link. That will then take you to a screen that looks like this, where it will give you the date and time for when you're able to register. All right. Now, if you are a continuing student, you are going to hopefully be registering very soon. Some students can actually start registering today. Those are students who have priority registration. Maybe they're part of a special program, but all of your for every student who's not in a special program, your registration date is going to be coming up. So please be sure you register on your given date. Coming up, we've got quite a few other important dates. I know we might have some first-time students here. So if you are, you know, this is your first time, summer or fall is going to be your first time enrolling in classes, you will get your registration date notification on April 20th, as long as you've completed your online orientation and you're advising by then. And those students, if you're a first-time student, will be registering later. So if you have not attended Reed-Lee College or State Center in a previous term, you will be registering a little bit later in April on the 26th, 27th, or 28th. Okay, but for all our continuing students, be checking that email. That's something you can be doing on the side, you know, right now to see, hey, I don't know what my registration date is. Log into your WebAdvisor and you can find that date. All right, so another thing that you can look for in WebAdvisor besides your registration date is going to be seeing if you have any holds. So within that registration area in WebAdvisor, you can click on that registration eligibility link. And right next to, right to the right of your registration date, it will show you hold status. Now, if it says it could be a little short abbreviation like BUS, that would be like a business office hold. Or it might tell you that you have an academic standing hold. If you're unsure about what to do to resolve that, that's where you can ask one of the counselors here today, or you can send me, my name's Danielle Rentz, you can send me a direct message through the chat and I'd be happy to check on that for you. Or you can simply email a counselor that you've worked with in the past, and they will look into that and tell you how to resolve that hold. We also have express counselors available. So if you call the counseling office, and I'll share the counseling office phone number at the end of this, you can call and see if there is an express counselor doing drop-ins, so that way they can help answer those questions for you as well. Some other really important items. There's no parking passes needed for this upcoming summer and fall. So if that was a deciding factor into taking in-person classes, no parking pass needed. Save yourself, you get to save your money this time around, and you can come to campus and park free of charge. We are anticipating having the COVID vaccine mandate in place for the summer and fall. So either you will want to have submitted your vaccine card information or have an approved exemption on file. And that's if you want to take in-person classes. There's a lot more information on our website. I put a screenshot right here. So if you go to this link, you can then go to this area that says important information for students. And that's where they'll have a place where you can upload your vaccine card, a place where you can get the exemption forms, and a video on helping you know how to navigate submitting your card. Most students so far have said it's really easy. So take care of that as soon as possible if you can, so that way you don't get a registration hold if you're trying to add in-person classes. Online, you don't need to do anything for the COVID vaccine mandate. All right, so if you are not used to looking at WebAdvisor, there are some pretty important things that you want to be sure to look at. You can always use your student education plan as a guide for knowing what to register for. So if you are thinking, hey, I see all these different general education classes, I'm not sure which one to select, that's where your SEP comes into play. Taking Art 5 for an art history major versus Art 2 is a pretty big deal. So be sure to use your student education plan. And if you don't have one or you lost track of it, I will have some information at the end so that way we could get you your copy. When you go to WebAdvisor and you are searching for courses, you might feel a little lost on where to go. Our website has a registration resources page, and we will drop that link in the chat, that has videos, handouts, guides to help you know how to navigate WebAdvisor. However, I have highlighted a couple of screenshots right here that has some really important information that should help you get started. Please be sure to know how to read the online course information, knowing what synchronous versus asynchronous means, or looking for that 100% online designation. So that way, when you are searching for classes, as in this screenshot down here, you know to look for Readly 100% online, or if it says hybrid, and what all of those different designations mean. You will also want to pay special attention to start and end dates. We have classes that go the full 18 weeks of the semester, but we also have 9-week courses, or what we call short-term courses. So please be sure to look at those dates. And if that meeting information area says more at the end of it, you'll want to click on the link to see all of the additional days and times. This is especially important when it comes to some of our classes that have labs or that have different locations on campus where the class is being offered. If you want more information about a course, this blue link right here is a great place to start. This is where you can find the course description, any prerequisites or co-requisites for the course, and where you can get the email for the faculty member that is teaching the class if they have already been assigned. Okay, here's just an example of a student education plan. So maybe this will jog your memory like, oh yeah, I do have one of those on file, and it's in my email. So this is what an SEP can look like for a student when they work on it with a counselor. And it's just a roadmap. It's going to lay out the classes that you would need to meet your educational goal. So whether that's a degree or a certificate or preparing a transfer, we can include all of that on a student education plan. It's going to show you what your major courses are, any general education requirements, transfer work. And then it's also going to map out the number of units and highlight any important dates through the comment section, any GPA requirements that might be needed. And it's going to just give you a clear understanding of what you need to complete in terms of the coursework in order to reach your goal. Now, sometimes if a student has gone off track or, maybe they had to take less units one semester, that's okay. We can always update your student education plan. Okay, so this changes and is unique to your situation. It's not a one size fit all type of thing. So please be sure to reach out to your counselor if you're thinking, oh man, I'm off track from, the SEP that I created last semester. That's okay. We will work with you to update it so you know which classes you should be taking and registering for in the summer and fall. Okay, just to highlight some really critical support services that we have on campus, we have tons of resources for students, admissions and records, financial aid, but I wanted to really highlight some that come along with success for your courses, right? So we have 3 main tutorial services on campus. We have our Reading and Writing Center, the Math Center, and our Learning Center. Now, each of these different centers has a coordinator that will arrange the different services. They help the tutors know how to serve students within that area. And they are all offering a variety of services through both online and in person. If you visit the Tutorial Center webpage, and we will drop that link in the chat at the end, you will find links to all of the 3 centers' Canvas pages. So you can just self-enroll there, and that's how you can access all of their resources. And if they're offering online tutoring, you can access their online tutors there as well. I have listed their in-person locations on campus. So if you prefer to meet with a tutor in person, this is where you can stop by and see about setting up an appointment or doing a drop-in. Okay, and I just wanted to highlight some of our counseling courses that are available to you. Maybe you're undecided or you're just getting started with college. These counseling courses can be a great resource for you. Counseling 53, College and Life Management. One of our counselors who teaches a lot of these classes went ahead and summarized a lot of these topics. So thank you, Athena. You can take this class and it counts for both general education and is a great resource for students who are just getting started. Going over time management, goals, study skills, just a whole variety of things. Counseling 34 is a great class for students who are maybe undecided or unsure about what career or major they are wanting to go into. This is going to be a very structured way to go about that exploration process and discover what major you would want to pursue. And Counseling 47 is another class if you think, hey, maybe, I've already identified some areas where I need some help. I just need to know what that help would look like and how to structure that. Counseling 47 is a 2-unit course that can help with that, everything from learning about your learning style to test preparation. So really great support classes to go along with the classes that you might need for your degree or for general education. Okay, so now this is kind of how the afternoon is going to go. We will have various breakout rooms, and I know the times are going to be a little bit off on here, but that's okay. We'll still have each session be 15 minutes. We'll just take some time off of our closing session since we got started a little late. So the way it's going to work is we are going to open up all of these 9 breakout rooms. Faculty members, you should choose the one that you belong to. So, if you're here from chemistry, please go with STEM. If you're here from math, go to the math room. So choose the appropriate room for where you belong. And then students are going to have free choice to come in and join you. Please share any materials that you have. Hey, I think it would be great for a student to see this, but students might also just have questions. They might want to learn more about a specific class that's on their SEP. So be sure to have some time for students to ask some questions, get their questions asked. And if, you run out of time before the breakout room ends, I would be happy to follow up with a student, or you could take down their contact information as well.